In order to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit, aka burning more calories than you consume. See, nowhere in the laws of thermodynamics does it tell you to give up dessert in order to lose weight, because you don't have to. Today we have 10 high protein, low calorie, single serving desserts for all the baddies who live alone or just don't want to share. Most of these have around 400 calories or so and 40 grams of protein each. So let's get started, shall we? So the first recipe is my classic chocolate chip skillet cookie, which will be available in my cookbook called Lean Treats, which you can purchase below, but no shade if you don't want to buy it. All the ingredients will be in the description. So super easy recipe, guys. You're going to add all the dry ingredients into a bowl, mix to avoid clumping, and then all the wet. Then you're going to add your chocolate chips. I mean, if you have mini chocolate chips, I'd recommend using those. I just didn't have any. Look at how thick that looks. I would recommend not heating it all with a spoon and then actually baking it, because it'll taste a lot better that way. So you're gonna put all the batter into this mini 6.5-inch cast iron skillet, which I'd highly recommend getting one on Amazon. A lot of my recipes use this and it's super useful. Honestly, guys, it's easier to probably just spread it with the back of a wet spoon. Just make sure it's all even. And then I like to add half the mini chocolate chips in the batter and then half on top, just to make it nice and evenly distributed. And you're gonna pop it into the oven. And then I like to top it with sea salt, as well as some maybe like a little bit of low calorie ice cream if you're feeling fancy. Also, guys, for the bake time, this is where it could be quite finicky, because depending on your oven, you could end up easily over baking this. So I'd recommend putting in for like 8 minutes and then checking from there. I like it to be slightly underbaked. That's what I like, but a lot of you think it looks raw. And a lot of you comment and say like, hey, that's raw and you should put it in for longer. So if you want to put it in for longer, then put it in for a couple minutes longer. Like, that is totally your prerogative. Oh my God. This will never get old. It is one of my favorite food recipes of all time. It's so gooey and delicious. It pairs so well with this ice cream. Next up, we've got a Brookie Skillet. And yes, a Brookie is a cross between a brownie and a cookie. And this recipe is also available in Lean Treats. So be sure to purchase it with the link down below. It has 65 high protein, low calorie dessert recipes. But anyways, mix everything into a bowl for the brownie layer. I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh, can I use applesauce instead of the light margarine? You can, but then the brownie's going to be spongy, so none of my business. So anyway, put that into the cast iron skillet. You might want to use a spatula just to make sure all the batter goes in there. And yeah, if you want to lick some of it with your fingers, listen, I won't tell anyone. I do the exact same thing. And you're going to mix the ingredients together for the cookie layer. It might be a little bit crumbly, but that's totally okay. But yeah, just basically mix everything into that same bowl. I just cleaned it just so we can clean it to be a one bowl recipe. So then, yeah, mix it with the spatula. If you have mini chocolate chips, I'd recommend using those. I just prefer it because then the chocolate really just like distributes a lot better. And then you're gonna add it in like little clumps on top like this, just to make it kind of look like a planet. I don't really know, but yeah, basically do that and then just pop it into the oven for a little bit longer than the cookie skillet, like around 12 minutes or so. I found was a sweet spot for me, and it's a little bit underbaked in the middle, which again is how I like it. It's nice and gooey, but if you want it to be less gooey, more cakey, then just pop it in for a couple extra minutes. Honestly, guys, it's not that big of a deal. Oh my God, look at how gooey that looks. By the way, guys, I use PE Science protein for all of these recipes. It's a whey casein blend, and it's perfect for baking. Literally, I don't use anything else. I've been using their protein since 2019. If you want to purchase from PE Science, please use my discount code FIT15. They have tons of delicious flavors, and it is the GOAT for baking high protein recipes. BRB eating this entire thing. Next up, we've got this Biscoff cheesecake bowl. Now, guys, I feel so innovative for making these cheesecake bowls. I have tons of these with different flavors, but yeah, Biscoff is my favorite probably. So mix everything into a giant glass bowl. You don't even need to use the protein powder if you don't want to, but I just think it adds like a little extra snickerdoodle flavor. And then I would recommend using an electric mixer for this recipe, guys. If you try to just mix it with like a fork or a whisk, it's just going to be clumpy and chunky, and I would highly not recommend using electric mixer. But look how thick that looks. And then these containers, guys, I know they're really cute, but unfortunately I got them from HomeSense in Canada, and they don't have like an online store or anything, and I literally had to sell these when I moved to the UK. But really, any other container will do. Let's make sure it's like nice and spread out. And then I like to chop it with a Biscoff like crushed cookie, but if you don't have access to that, then just like chop it with shortbread or whatever other cookie you have laying around. Doesn't have to be Biscoff. And for the Biscoff drizzle, this squeezy bottle, I got it on Amazon, but you could just like melt Biscoff, pour it on top, or if you don't Biscoff, peanut butter works, or like any other spread really. Make sure to put it in the fridge overnight so it thickens and it's more of like a cheesecake rather than like a yogurt bowl, even though I guess you could technically say it's a yogurt bowl, but whatever. That looks so good. Look at it glisten. The macros on this are amazing, like 400 calories, 40 grams of protein. absolutely perfect. And honestly, guys, it's a really big portion. So if you want to, you could like split it into two. It also works really well for meal prep. I find it stays in the fridge for like 3 or 4 days. So you can meal prep them for the week and then have a delicious sweet treat. If you don't like savory snacks, if you want a sweet treat, this is absolutely perfect for you. What do we got next? Oh, another cheesecake bowl. This one's cookies and cream or Oreo, whatever. Also, guys, a lot of these ingredients can be like substituted. If you don't have the Jello pudding mix, that's fine. I'd recommend adding a gram of xanthan gum or guar gum just to make it thicken, because like that's what it is. It's a thickening agent. If you really don't have it though, you can omit it. That's totally fine. And then for the sweetener, again, I use monk fruit. You could use like stevia or any other sweetener that you have, but look at how thick and like cookies and cream-esque it looks. Absolutely delicious. And then if you don't have the cookies and cream protein, again, you could just use vanilla. That's also totally fine. So yeah, basically just put everything into the container and then spread it out. I added one crushed Oreo on top. If you don't care about macros, you could probably add like even more Oreos, or then add some like Oreo bacon crumbs just to make it more like cookies and cream-esque. But then you're going to pop it into the fridge for at least 3 hours to thicken, or you can obviously put it overnight. I feel like the longer you put it for, the better. Don't put it for more than like 4 days, but yeah. This works really well for meal prep as well, obviously. And then look at how delicious and thick and creamy that looks. It literally looks like frosting. And that checks out, because I could literally eat frosting by the spoonful, but then obviously it's very high in calories, but macros in this are absolutely amazing. We got one more cheesecake bowl recipe. This one is strawberry shortcake. It doesn't actually have any actual strawberries, but we've got like strawberry jello powder and as well as the white chocolate pudding mix. But the strawberry jello powder, I know it looks unique, but you can really get it from most grocery stores. So mix everything together with the electric mixer again until it's nice and thick. And look at this cute pink color. By the way, the Fairlife skim milk, if you don't have access to that, you could use like any other like skim high protein milk, or honestly even just like regular milk is totally fine. It doesn't really change the macros all that much, to be honest. If you wanted to add actual strawberries to this, you totally could, but I just added a golden Oreo, crushed Oreo on top. Again, if you don't have golden Oreo, you can add like really any other cookie. That's totally fine. But yeah, I just think it, like, you know what this looks like? It looks like Dunkaroos. Like, did you guys have Dunkaroos as a kid, or is that just like a North American thing or Canadian thing? I don't even know. But yeah, I absolutely love this, and I think that when you thicken it, it really tastes like that Dunkaroo frosting, and it really gives it that vibe. I'm such a big fan of eating desserts and still reaching your fitness goals. I can't imagine a world in which I didn't eat sweet treats like pretty much every single day, and delicious desserts like these really allows me to reach my fitness goals and still live my life. Next up, we've got sugar cookie edible cookie dough. Now, I absolutely love edible cookie dough, because I'm one of those people where like I make a cookie or like a cookie skillet and I'm like, I just want to eat this by the spoonful. But obviously you shouldn't if it contains egg, but this one doesn't contain egg at all, and it's super safe to eat. So basically just mix everything into a bowl, and then if it comes out a little bit too crumbly, you could always add a bit of almond milk. And then I just love sprinkles as well, but I like these like little ball sprinkles, but you can really add anything that you want. So put it into a container, and then again, I know we're going to want to eat it right away, and you totally can. What I like to do is store it in the fridge for about an hour to thicken. So not 3 hours, a little bit better. And then we're going to add the white chocolate layer. So again, this is optional, but you basically add it there, and then you pop it into the freezer for like 10 minutes for it to freeze. But then yeah, because basically if you use the chocolate with the coconut oil, it'll create like a shell, which is amazing. And then obviously put a little bit of sprinkled sea salt, because we love the sweet and salty combo. And yeah, 400 calories, 37 grams of protein. Absolutely delicious. Such a big portion as well, and it's super filling. Red velvet cookie dough is up next. By the way, guys, you'll notice that I use oat flour, and this is because all-purpose flour, you can't technically eat it without it being heat treated, so I'd highly recommend using oat flour for this recipe. So you're gonna need red velvet extract. People are like, oh, can I make it without red velvet extract? I mean, like, you could, but it's not gonna be red velvet, because that's literally what makes the red velvet what it is. But yeah, it looks super, super red. You don't even need to use food coloring. Just the red velvet extract works really well. So same thing there. You're going to put it into the container, spread it out, and then you're going to pop it in the fridge for an hour just to thicken and all that. By the way, guys, I don't even buy like oat flour on its own. I just like blend up ground oats. I feel like it's good to save money that way. But then anyway, you're going to add the milk chocolate layer on top with the coconut oil. So good. This is like my favorite part. But if you want to make the macros a bit better, you don't have to do this step, but I would highly recommend it. Sprinkle sea salt, pop it in the freezer to harden, and then you're good to go. I just love taking a spoon and like cracking that layer and then just eating it throughout. So delicious, and it's so thick, which is great. But yeah, if you're impatient, you really don't necessarily need to add the layer or put it in the fridge, really. Have you ever thought about eating an entire tiramisu to yourself? No? Okay, well now you're gonna think about it with this Biscoff Tiramisu. The entire thing only has 500 calories, and you can eat the whole tiramisu, and it's a really big portion. So you're basically gonna soak the Biscoff cookies into the espresso. I just use like cold coffee. Don't soak them too much, just like a little bit lightly, otherwise they're gonna get super mushy. And yeah, you just put it in a little ramekin like that. So just put 3 of them. And then you're gonna make the actual filling. So just basically blend everything into a blender, the light ricotta, the cottage cheese, and then the Greek yogurt. And make sure to put the cornstarch as well, because the cornstarch makes it like thicker. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little too thin and runny in my opinion. But if you don't have cornstarch, you could just put a little bit of all-purpose flour. So now you're gonna layer it. So basically add the filling and then the other 3 soaked cookies and then the filling on top, just to make it nice and layered and thick. Such a big portion, but yeah, it's literally all for you. You don't have to share it, which I know we're used to doing when we make tiramisu. But then I know, guys, I know I make Biscoff flavored everything, but like, who cares? Yeah, basically you're gonna put it in for at least 4 hours. Honestly, I feel like 6 might be a bit better. Then look at how delicious that looks. And then I like to add a little bit of Biscoff crumbs on top. And then yeah, basically you can dig in. Guys, I would highly recommend, again, putting it in for at least 4 hours, because if you put in for less than that, then it's not gonna be as thick. And it just tastes a lot better when it's super thick. So yeah, 500 calories, 42 grams of protein, everything Biscoff. I love everything Biscoff flavored. I will make like literally all of my recipes Biscoff flavored. But yeah, this looks so delicious. Really good no bake recipe as well. You could just like put everything together, put it in the fridge, and not worry about it. Speaking of wanting an entire dessert for yourself, how about a pumpkin pie? But of course, we don't want to eat an entire giant pumpkin pie to ourselves, and that literally is no protein either. So this mini pumpkin pie is perfect. You're gonna bake the crust ingredients first. You're gonna use this like little pie pan. They're available at most grocery stores. Then pop that into the oven, and then while that's baking, you're gonna make the filling. Obviously, pumpkin pie is a little bit harder to make high protein, but obviously with the help of protein powder, we got it covered. So you're gonna add the pure pumpkin as well as the unsweetened almond milk. To make this even higher in protein, you could also use like Fairlife milk as well. I kind of just realized that. If you don't have pumpkin pie protein, no sweat, you could just use vanilla and then just add a little bit of extra cinnamon. I like to use brown monk fruit for this, which is basically a 0 calorie substitute for brown sugar, and then of course add your spices in there. If you don't have brown monk fruit, you could just use regular sugar. You could just use regular monk fruit as well. So I blended everything with a whisk. You could also use an electric mixer. I feel like that'd probably be better. But yeah, basically baking it for 40 minutes, which I know is long, but it's so worth it. And then you have to let it set. And then yeah, basically you're good to go. Just top it with some light whipped cream, and then you can just enjoy an entire pumpkin pie to yourself. 350 calories, 25 grams of protein. And again, you could probably up the protein even more if you added a full egg instead of half an egg, and if you used some Fairlife milk instead of the almond milk. But this looks so good. It's a great like holiday recipe, which I know we're not anywhere close to the holiday, but I figured like, you know, why not include it anyway? Because sometimes we just want to have a pumpkin pie, even if it's March or April. I don't know why everyone is so obsessed with Dubai chocolate. No, I actually know, because I am obsessed with Dubai chocolate. I will literally eat Dubai chocolate anything, which is why I decided to make a Dubai chocolate skillet cookie for the last recipe in this video. Basically mix everything into a bowl, the dry ingredients first and then the wet. Pretty similar to the classic chocolate chip cookie skillet, but obviously different toppings and all of that. The art to making the perfect skillet cookie is of course getting all the ratios right, and then making sure to spray that cast iron skillet with cooking spray so it doesn't stick. And then obviously getting the bake time right. So what you're going to do is put like 2/3 of the dough into the cast iron skillet, and then put your chocolate chips and then cover it with the rest of the dough just to do like the chocolate filling. Again, I think what would probably work better is if you had like a chocolate bar, but I don't think I had any on hand at this time. Then you're going to bake that first for part of the bake time, and then you're going to add the topping. So the topping is actually nathe mixed with pistachio cream, which I know is a little bit hard to find, but if you're making like multiple Dubai chocolate recipes, then it's so worth getting, guys. Oh my God, like the chocolate combined with the pistachio cream and like just like the texture of this was absolutely amazing. Like I was in disbelief when I made this recipe. Again, I know it's a little bit of extra effort, but if you're making like more Dubai chocolate flavored recipes, it's so worth it. I absolutely love this, and I wish I had it in front of me right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then I'm sure you're looking for more dessert recipes. So I'll link a video here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel. And I post new videos every week. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.